for me, I had always kind of been, you know, if I'm fast forwarding to like, you know, when I really came into my, at the time, artistic tastes, you know, like late middle school, early high school, I was drawn toward anything that felt raw. You know, I was into, you know, I started to get into heavy music. You know, I really liked, you know, Napalm Death and Fear Factory, Earth Crisis, stuff like that. And then I was also I started getting really into horror movies, and it was a very similar thing. You know, I would watch these, you know, late 70s to, you know, late 80s horror movies, and they were, you know, most of them were pretty low budget, and they were, you know, a lot of them were campy, but there was just something about it that felt like gritty and it just felt raw. And I realized later on that kind of permeated my music taste and my art taste in general. You know, I've always been super into, like, you know, pop music and stuff like that. You know, and you know, I love a good summer blockbuster as much as the next guy, but there's just something else that there's another gear that gets kicked in when I hear something or I watch something, and it's just like, for lack of a better phrase, it just gives me that stank face of just like, ooh, like that's awesome.